13. We're going to find the volume of some spheres, some cones, some cylinders, all that happy stuff. And then we're going to move on with our lives. Namaste. Okay, so, module 13. Today you will understand how to find the volume of a cylinder, cone, or sphere. And then if you want, you can be really extra and use that next time you go to the ice cream shop and probably get people to kick you out of line. You will be able to identify the volumes in numerical terms or in terms of pi. You will also understand how to find the height or radius of an object given the volume. So, before we even get started, I need to make sure you understand two things. One, what is this? That's a circle. I hope you know that's a circle. Now, circle, there's two things you need to know. First of all, if we go directly across the circle like that, that whole length is known as the diameter. From one side to the other, straight across, it's known as the diameter. Let's say the diameter of this circle is 10. You with me? Okay. For all the formulas we're going to use today, what we need is not the diameter, and I hope you're paying attention here. I hope you are, because if not, you'll get at least half of all these questions wrong. So, the diameter is not what we need. If we're given the diameter, I have to do something, because we need the radius. It seems pretty simple, and it is. The radius is half of the diameter. So if the diameter is 10, what's my radius going to be? 5. And in case you don't know how to do that, it's half. 10 divided by 2, my radius is 5. All the formulas we deal with here require the radius. How can you tell what you're given? If you look at any of these objects, the sphere, the cone, or the cylinder, if the line is stretched fully across the circle, that is the diameter. If the line is only stretched halfway, it ends with a dot like this, they're giving you the radius, okay? So, for this one, this is what I was given, you would just divide this by 2, that would give you the radius of 5. Make sure you understand the difference. That's really the only pitfall. We're going to be working with 3 different types of figures today. A cylinder, like a delicious can of soup. A cone, like an ice cream cone. So in case you go to the ice cream shop, you can start calculating how much ice cream you get. And a sphere, like a basketball. I wouldn't really say the Earth, because the Earth is not a perfect sphere. It's a little more egg-shaped than that. But anyway, so first up, we're dealing with a cylinder, like a giant soup can. The formula to find the volume of a cylinder is volume equals pi, radius squared, height. Now, at this grade level, we know that pi goes on and on forever, right? But at this grade level, for pi, here's what we use. Don't use the pi button. You're going to use 3.14. You're going to use 3.14 for pi. And then you look at the figure in question. And you ask yourself 2 questions. Right now, looking at this figure, do I know the radius, yes or no? Yes, because this line only stretches halfway, so my radius is 3 inches. If I was given the diameter, I would have to go and divide by 2. Luckily, I'm given the radius, no division needed. The other thing that I need for this formula is the what? What's the h? The height. So I know pi, radius, and the height, and then it's just simple substitution. These are not difficult problems. You just kind of have to know the formula. Volume equals pi, radius squared, height. So what did we say pi was? 3.14. My radius is 3, and then my height is 10. For me, when I do this, I always like to take care of this exponent here first. The reason for that is that's an actual operation. Remember, it's PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division. So if you were to start multiplying first, it would be a problem because there's an operation happening here. So what I need to do, volume equals 3.14. I need to actually square this. What's 3 squared? 9 times 10. And then I can just multiply straight across. And if you do that, 3.14 times 9 times 10 gives you 282.6. Like close? 282.6. So the volume, and that's it. That is it. That's the whole thing. Volume is 282.6. You're done. So it's simple. That's simple, you can miss it. You take pi. You take your radius, if you have it. You square it, and you take the height. Always take care of the radius first, squaring, cubing, whatever, depending on the formula, and then just multiply straight across. So if I asked you to answer it in numerical terms, that's what you would give me. 282.6. You are not always asked to answer this in numerical terms. Sometimes, half the time usually, you're asked to answer it in terms of pi. In order to answer something in terms of pi, here's what you do. You take the answer you got. What was the answer we got?
282.6.
282.6, and you divide out pi. What's pi? So you take 282.6, you divide it by 3.14, and that's going to give you a number. What number is it? Anybody? 90. So it gives you 90. And then there's just one last thing you have to do. You have to take 90, because we know 90 is not the answer. It's really 90 times pi, so you write it like that. 90 pi. That's how you answer in terms of pi. Once you get your answer, if you're asked to answer in terms of pi, once you get it, you simply go in and divide out the pi. Now, is there another way to do this? Yes, technically speaking. All you really have to do is multiply 9 times 10. What does that give you? 90, and then you know you have the pi. I like you to do both methods. Practice with the whole numerical order, then also practice dividing out pi. You need to know both and how they interact with each other. This is the numerical answer, the actual volume. This is the volume in terms of pi. So this cylinder is 90 pi, or 282.6. Now, we need a unit. We're not totally done. This is measured in what? Inches. This is a three-dimensional shape, so it's going to be 282.6 inches cubed. 3 dimensions, we use 3 cubic inches. So make sure you add that on to your answer. 282.6 cubic inches. For pi, we can just leave it as 90 pi. The only time we use the unit is if we're using the numerical answers. So 282.6 inches cubed, or 90 pi. Always make sure you read the question fully to be identify what they're asking you to find in terms of pi, numerical, or both. Questions on the first one? Seems pretty easy. It does. Yes, question.
Can you go over this step where you get to 182?
Where I get 282.6?
Yeah.
You mean the multiplication?
Yeah, you multiply 9 times 10, right? And then
I multiply 3.14 times 9 times 10. And that gives me 282.6. It's just multiplication straight across. Always make sure you take care of the exponent first, because that's the order of operations. Parentheses is first. Since there's an operation happening here, we take care of that 3 squared first. You with me? Okay, let's try another one of these. Okay, so another cylinder. This one's kind of fallen over. What is pi, guys? And then Valentina, what's the height?
6.4.
Nope, that's not the height. The cylinder has fallen over. 13. Be careful here. This fell over. The circle, that circle, when you stretch a line across it, that's always going to be your radius or your diameter. This happens to be the height, so be very careful. So the height is 13. Question, do we know the radius now, yes or no? No, we are given the diameter. So I have to take this 6.4, and what do I do with it? I divide it by 2, and I get 3.2. So my radius is 6.4 divided by 2. My radius is 3.2. That makes a difference when you are substituting in. So we got pi, we got my radius, I got my height. Once I get all that, I substitute in, and I have 3.14, 3.2 squared times 13. Then I have to go through, and I take care of the 3.2 first. What does it give me? 10.24. So volume is equal to 3.14. I square this, and I get 10.24 times 13. Once I have all this, I just multiply straight across, and I am going to get a long answer. 417.9968. Is that what you guys got?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's my answer. Don't forget the unit. What is this being measured in? Centimeters. So it's going to be centimeters cubed. You can write it as cubic centimeters or centimeters with a little 3. This is easier. So that is my volume. And then I have to go and answer this in terms of pi. What's up?
Will it always be cubic?
Whenever we're doing volume, yes, because volume deals with all 3 dimensions, so we use cubic. If we're dealing with area, it would be squared. But for volume, it's always cubic, whatever. Cubic inches, cubic centimeters, cubic liters, cubic whatever. Okay? Okay. All right. For this, for pi, we're simply going to take this and we're going to divide out the pi. So 417.9968 968 divided by 3.14, and what do you get? 133.12.
So, in order just can you just multiply?
That's what we said on the last slide. Can't you just multiply the last two? Yes. I want you to know how to do both, the full way. Alright? And what if you were just given an answer like this and asked to answer that in terms of pi? If you don't know the back and forth, would you know what to do? Alright? If I just said, hey, this cylinder's 500 cubic inches, what is it in terms of pi? You'd have to know you're dividing the whole thing by 3.14. You got it? Yes.
On our homework, you're gonna ask for both ways.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Questions on this? It's just simple substitution for the most part, isn't it? What's up?
On the test video after this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what
For
do you mean
sure.
both ways?
The numerical and in terms of pi. Both answers, okay? There's two
I mean,
different
wouldn't
answers.
you get that one on the way?
Well,
Like, what do you have to do one of them first anyway?
okay, so now we're finding the volume of a cone. Same as a cylinder, except we have to divide our answer by 3. Same formula, just the addition of the division bar and the 3. Pi radius squared height divided by 3. We still need pi, which is 3.14. We still need pi, which is 3.14. And then we look here. This cone is kind of tipped on its side. This is the height of the cone, it's 3. And they give me, what is that, the radius or the diameter? It's the radius, so my radius is 2. Everything else remains the same. I substitute this into the formula. Volume equals pi, which is 3.14 times the radius squared, so that's 2 squared, times the height, which is 3. Always take care of the exponent first. Volume equals 3.14 times 4 times 3. You then multiply straight across. And what do we get? 37.68. And what I noticed in our last whiteboard is a good number of you forgot the... So now that we did this, we forgot one thing. We got to divide by 3. I bet you thought I was going to forget, didn't you? So we divided by 3. Volume equals what? 12.56 feet cubed. It's really important to remember not to forget to divide your answer by 3. If you do, it's wrong. Do mistakes like that happen? Yeah, but I mean, you should kind of get over it rather quickly because they happen. Alright, so once you get the numerical answer, then you can get the answer in terms of pi. 12.56, what are we dividing this by? 3.14, that's going to give me 4. Don't forget what symbol comes after 4? Pi. 4 pi. I wish I had 4 pies, preferably all cherry, apple, apple, cherry, cherry, apple. Delicious. Next one here, same process, but we have to ask ourselves the question. Are we given the diameter or the radius here? What do you think? We're given the diameter. So you have to be careful. You have to make sure that you divide by 2. So we still know pi. We get our radius, which is going to be 7.5, and then we identify the height, which is 16. You're going to put all of this into your formula, which is volume equals pi, 3.14 times the radius squared, so that's going to be 7.5 squared, and then the height, which is 16, all of that is going to be divided by 3. So you take care of your exponent first. That's going to give you 3.14. What is 7.5 squared? 56.25 times 16 divided by 3. When you get to this point, here's what you do. You're going to multiply all 3 of these numbers, divide it by 3, and that will give you the volume. So everyone try to do that now. Take a second. We'll all do it together, and we'll see what answer we get. Times, let's see, 28, 26, let's see, 26, 25 times 16, and we're going to divide that by 3, so we're going to get 942.
Yep.
We got to divide by 3. So we multiply, divide by 3. That gives me 942. What did I forget to put here?
Cubic inches.
Cubic
Centimeters.
centimeters cubed. So 942 centimeters cubed, or you can say cubic centimeters. That gives me the numerical answer. And then we have to get this in terms of pi. So we do 942 divided by 3.14, and that is going to give me 300 pi. I like big pies. Big pies.
Me too.
Big, delicious pies. Questions? 4, 3, 2, 1. We have to find the volume of a sphere. This formula is a little different than the one that they showed you in the book. I kind of changed it to make it easier. So let me explain to you how this works. Here's the formula for the volume of a sphere. It's a little different. This is the only time we're not squaring the radius, but what are we doing to it? Cubing. Keep in mind order of operations. You must do what's inside the parentheses first, and then you will multiply that by 4. So we have pi, radius cubed, divided by 3, then multiplied by 4. You need to take care of the exponent first, multiply by pi, divide, and then multiply. It's not a difficult formula as long as you follow the order of operations. So first things first, do we know what pi is?
Yes.
What is it?
3.14.
And then here, are we given the radius or the diameter?
The radius.
We give the radius because it only goes halfway. It's 2.1, and we're going to put this into our formula. So volume is equal to 3.14. Actually, let's do this. So I can just do it like this. 3.14 times the radius, which is 2.1 cubed. Should be little parentheses there. 2.1 cubed, all of that over, kind of a mess, but you guys see what's in there?
Whoa.
Alright, let me rewrite it
see it.
a little neater.
Of course you can, because your handwriting is terrible.
Let me rewrite it a little neater.
They're gonna do me like that, huh?
So volume, oh, that's too small now.
I like that.
Volume is equal to 4 times 3.14, that's in parentheses, the radius, 2.1, we're going to cube that, all of that divided by 3. Okay, so first things first, we have to cube the radius. So volume is equal to 3.14. What is 2.1 cubed?
9.261.
Times 9.261 divided by 3. So you're going to multiply those two. Let's see what we get here. 9.261 times 3.14, enter, divided by 3, enter, and we end up with volume is equal to 4 times 9.69. Do not round this at all, by the way. Just leave it like it is. 4 times 9.69318, and then you multiply. That's going to give me the volume of this sphere is equal to 38.77272. Don't forget your unit. What's your unit? Centimeters cubed is volume. So that is my answer. 38.77272 cubic centimeters. Yes.
How do you cube a number on the calculator?
There's a cubic button, or you just multiply the number 3 times, like 2 times 2 times 2. Or in this case, 2.1 times 2.1 times 2.1. Okay? Now, in terms of pi, we take this 38.77272, we divide it by pi, and that's going to give us 12.348 pi.
Wow.
Don't forget your pi sign. Alright? You have to be careful here. The most common area for mistake here is people don't cube this, they square it, because in the other two formulas we are squaring. Remember, this is cubing the radius, and after that it's just remembering the order of operations. Cube it, multiply it, divide it, and then multiply it by 4. That gives you the answer. Any questions on this one? We have one more example to go. Questions? Any questions? No. Alright, last one, another sphere, same idea. Do you know the radius?
No.
No, we know the diameter, so we divide that by 2. My radius is 3.5. Pi does not change. Once we get that information, we substitute it into our formula. Volume equals 4. This is going to be 3.14. And then the other one is going to be the radius cubed, 3.5 cubed. All of that's divided by 3. And then you have to go to work. Always check and make sure that you have everything written correct before you get started. So what is 3.5 cubed? Anybody?
It's still working.
42.875.
For these fast people.
3.14 times 42.875.
Yeah.
That's multiplication. That's going to be divided by 3. So we go and we have to actually do a little worky work here. And we're going to have 3.14 times 42.875. We divide that by 3. And that gives me a volume of, long number, 4 times, 44 point, what is it, 8758333?
Yeah.
8758333. You multiply that times 4, it's going to give you a volume of another long number, 179.50, followed by 5 threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't forget the unit, centimeters cubed. So 179.503333 centimeters cubed. Then to get this in terms of pi, you take 179.503333. Divide that by 3.14, and you get 57 point, a whole lot of numbers. 57.1.
7 sixes.
It's 1, 2, 3. I see 6 sixes.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pi. Long number, but you get the idea. It's just multiplication, order of operations,
They asked me why I did
not
that.
super difficult.
Brain freeze.
Questions on this? Yes or no? Was any of this hard? No, it's just simple substitution that's long, and the key area is to remember you have to have the radius, not the diameter. Okay? Questions?
But wait,
We've only got 10 minutes left in here today, so
you're supposed to do it.
Mr. Wilson, no.
Un momento.
no Matita?
Yo, no,
No
no, stop.
Matita? First one, finish the whiteboard, we're going to get my copy.
Kid, you don't even laugh.
Kid, I'm gonna beat you.
I'm